Welcome to all the classic car enthusiasts, Jaguar and Mini stuff. Got a little bit more work done. A couple of things I wanted to go over today was what happened with the paint. It was my mistake. I had some paint from when I restored the E-Type. I used it as a primer, so I did the primer work, the initial primer work when the body was being done. So I put it into a basic primer and then took it to a workshop where I had it done, and they put all different types of primer on it and rubbed it down, and God knows how many coats they put on, and then the paint and clear coat and all the rest of it. And what it was I'm going to show you now, but I had a can of beige primer, and I'm using the beige because it's much better to see all the problems with dents and so on. The grey primer was bought by somebody else, was bought by the owner of this car, but I think initially he told them it was going to be British Racing Green, and obviously that's not. Now they're going to end up both be white. They're going to be Old English white. But I want the primer because I can see better what's going on, especially with my eyes. I mean, I'm nearly 63 soon, so my eyes are not as good as they were. Anyway, you can see we've actually put the stone chip in now on the bottom, and I'll pick the camera up and I'll show it to you. But I'll turn this over first because I want to show you what happened with the reaction in the paint. But a couple of quick things I wanted to say to you is, I'll come behind the camera so you can see this, I'll get it in focus. So you can see, hopefully you can see that. In fact, what I'll do is I'll pick the camera up so you can see it that way. So this is a new YouTube site I've been watching. George Corellis is his name. He's half Irish, half Greek. I'm not sure on which side. Super nice fella, and he's got this website called Soup, and it's classic motoring, and he's doing up a Lotus, I think it's a Lotus Esprit, a Range Rover, a Volkswagen, but he's obviously involved in the media some way, in the art media some way, because his production of the videos are brilliant. They're that good they could be on TV, and well worth you looking in on it. I think he's got 9 episodes of Soup from 1 to 9. The guy's a super nice chap. He's not an expert, which he says, but he's got some very interesting subjects that he does, and the production of the videos are just second to none. Really good. Kind of like Bad Obsession, but the problem with Bad Obsession is it's been, I don't know, 4 months now since the last video came out. I do like him. The guys are brilliant, but obviously they're extremely busy now because they've had so many hits. But I don't know when the next Project Binkley's one's coming out, but it's certainly got everybody hooked on it. But this guy, George Carlos, really nice fella, and the other one I want to give a shout out to. In fact, George's has gone up massively. He's nearly 3,000 already. I mean, I've barely just broken 1,400, but then that's probably because of the subject or me. This is the other one, Retro Restore, which is Martin Butler. Really good site. He does a lot of good stuff, Martin. Very down to earth fella. Really nice guy, and he does mowers and all kinds of stuff. Very interesting to watch in on. And he's the guy that does the t-shirts for me. He has a t-shirt printing business and mugs, tea mugs, and he does a bunch of other things. He works from home now. Very, very nice guy. You should look in on his website. But if you're interested in these day Jaguar t-shirts, this is the guy that's doing them, and he's actually making some more for me that I'm going to give out to friends. So they're 2 sites I went to have a look at. So what I'll do is I'll just put this camera down and I'll quickly turn the XK over so you can, I'll get this out your way, there you go, so you can see what's going on. So okay, so I'll put the camera up now and I'll show you. Okay, so you can see here, you can see the reaction there in the paint, and it looks like it's just bubbled, and we couldn't understand. We only put this on initially because we wanted to check the lines of the side light pods and the headlight pods and so on and so forth. Obviously it's coming back off, and what I did stupidly was, this is the bit of paint I had left, and you can see there it's EP, which is epoxy primer, and I should have used that hardener with it. The thinners is not a problem, but the hardener is. So that's the two I should have used together, and stupidly I used this one, and you can see the colour coding. In fact, purple and purple, and then green for the other style. And that's where the reaction came from. It was the hardener that was the problem. So beware of that. I'm not a paint guy by any means, because I mean I can put them in primer, and that's about it. I would never even attempt to do a paint job on these things. Just no way, it's beyond me. And like I say, a stupid mistake like that, and yet in some places it hasn't, but we're going back anyway. Yeah, so that's what happened with that paint. So a couple of quick things to show you what we've been doing. So as you can see, the underneath is all, or back here, you can see it's all been stone chipped in here now. Everything inside, a little bit of overspray. You can see it's all been stone chipped, so it's looking real nice all underneath. We've got a little bit more to do. All the inner wings, you can see all up in there. Yeah, looks looking really nice. So banged that out. We've done all the dents. So you know, we're getting on. What we're going to do now is really concentrate more on this car, because I need the space now, because I've got another chassis to come down. Okay, the Mini. So now there you can see there is now no boot holes. That was a flight there. You can see this is where the holes should be for the boot, and obviously they're gone now. There's a few things done on the back here. This was redone again. I had to have it square like that. Normally on a Mini this comes out at a bit of an angle, and that's where the seat swab sits. Yeah, so the top is done. You can see now it's all, so there's some bits that look shiny but they're actually not. It's just the dust that's on it. So what we're going to do now is we've dropped that back, and obviously you can see from here that this car was obviously Sherwood green all over. The original colour was Sherwood green, which I think you can see a bit of on them doors. And obviously the roof was, and when the guy tried to make it look like a Sport 500, he just put white paint directly on the top, and to me that doesn't even look like they even put a primer on it, but whatever. Anyway, so you can see we're just doing up the A-frames a little bit there, finishing these off. So all these little bits and pieces, the arches there, even though they're not seen, I want them to be as flat as possible so the water comes off. The doors is the next thing to do on that. I'm in touch with a guy called Alex Fricker in Canada, and he's got an XK 150, and I said to him, I've been asking him some questions about a few things. In fact, I'll have to show you back on the car. But here you go, Alex. This is the bottom of the door. You can see how badly it's quite corroded there, but you can see they are absolutely straight front to back. He said he's got a bit of a bow in his. So what Alex and I are doing, he's restored lots of vehicles, so he knows his stuff, but he's like me, he's not done an XK 150 before, I think. But I just want to show you a few things, Alex, that we picked up. These doors are in really good nick, but when we looked at them, where this returned edge is here, you can see under here, they get really badly corroded, so we ended up taking this one off, as you can see there. And you can see that obviously it's quite bad along the edge. You couldn't paint over that, it's just crazy. And then you can see obviously inside. So what we'll do now is we'll repair these ends, and then clean up all. This is just taking the welds out. They must have had a brand new guy on that day. They put so many spot welds in. So we'll repair all this. The other section to be aware of, Alex, is this. This is this support bar in the centre. And they're very tight to get in, but you can see if you don't take them out, the amount of rust that's behind them. This was sandblasted, but it was sandblasted with them in. Obviously what we'll do now is we'll re-sandblast them and paint them inside. And you'll obviously notice that the door is off, or the guts of the door is off. There's just no way to clean them inside with that fascia on, even when you've got the windings out. Anyway, so I hope that's a bit of an update. We're getting near our time again. And yeah, we'll go on from there. So we've got some guests leave today. We've been here for a few weeks, and we have some more at the airport tomorrow, so for another week, and then we should really be able to crack on after that. So thanks for watching in. Hope you're enjoying it. I'm trying to keep it of interest, but I think it looks pretty nice now. So take care and bye for now. Bye.